So everyone wants me to review this episode. And honestly, I was trying to avoid it because if I remember correctly, I thought this episode was pretty overrated compared to most of you. But it's been a while, so maybe my feelings have changed. Not likely, but let's find out. What's going on, YouTube? So the episode starts off with Riley faking sick in bed, and Maya starts to freak out over it because she can't do this whole life thing alone. Oh, Maya, you don't give yourself enough credit. A trend that I've been noticing with you. So for anyone who ships these two romantically for whatever reason, they had a cute little cuddly moment here. So enjoy that, ya pervs. So Maya asks Riley, can they go to school now and get out of Rileytown? Which angers Riley and causes her to push Maya out of bed. I know this scene is supposed to be a serious moment, and I do give them credit for the effort, but I've never been able to take this overly seriously. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the whole Rileytown thing is just really silly to me. So anyways, Riley tells Maya that she knows what the word means. It means that she's goofy and silly and weird, and she doesn't want to be any of those things. She doesn't want people to notice her. And I'm with Maya on this one. Since when? So then Riley calls Maya a bully and storms off. I remember being so confused when I first saw this. So what's on the lesson board for today? How do human beings solve a conflict? Farkle says they talk it out, and Lucas says that they go to war. And when Corey tries to get Riley to participate, she asks Corey to stop picking on her. Clearly something isn't right with our little Riley here. And she gets a text from her supposed bully in class, which makes her lash out at Maya. She doesn't want Maya to say the word Rileytown anymore. And she challenges Maya to a duel. And before we get into that, Corey says something that I found interesting and agree with, which is that a bully isn't someone who says something you don't like, but someone who uses power and intimidation to hurt others. Really like this statement because it's so true. Sometimes I feel like the word bully gets thrown around way too loosely these days. And Corey agrees when he says not to just throw that word around. Our dear Maya is clearly not a bully. Riley, watch the way you talk to your friends. Maya specifically, I don't really care how you talk to anyone else, except maybe Farkle. Farkle and Maya are off limits, everyone else is fair game. So now it's time for the duel. And we get some of that lovely Ryarko and Lucaya action. Farkle is Riley's second and Lucas is Maya's second. If you don't know what it means to be someone's second, Google it. Do I look like a dictionary to you? But the way that Riley looks at Farkle after he makes a joke, I've seen that look before in Girl Meets STEM. Tell me there isn't love and admiration in those eyes. And Lucas is Maya's second because he's the best choice to contain her. Which is so true, and I said this in my 50 reasons that Lucaya is better than Ruka's video. And speaking of the way that people look at people, I always love the way that Lucaya looks at each other. This is nothing new. So now it's time to duel. And Maya decides to pull out. And Riley is still complaining about Maya not treating her like an ordinary person that nobody notices. And this is one of the reasons that this episode was always so weird to me. A complete random and hard to believe reason for Riley to be upset. So after Maya disagrees once again about Riley being an ordinary person and instead being a goofball, which Riley being a goofball is a well-known fact, and she has always embraced that until this very episode, and Riley shoves her ice cream cone in Maya's face with such anger. And then she once again storms out of the room. Oh, you little bitch! don't care how much you want to be in your little feelings right now, you don't disrespect the queen in such a disgraceful manner. You done lost what's left of your rabbit-ass mind. So of course Farkle is the first one to figure out what's really bothering Riley, because he's the one that gets her more than anyone, and he explains why to Maya. And this is another moment that I put in my 50 Reasons video. So then Farkle ties Lucas up to keep him from going crazy after he tells him what's going on with Riley. Oh my god, boy. You ain't gon' do sh**. Cut it out. So Maya and Riley talk about the situation and they end the beef and make up. So now on to the real issue at hand. Someone is bullying Riley. And Rowan really does a fantastic job here crying and being emotional. Really makes me buy into what they're trying to say. Well, until it's all ruined later, but we'll get to that in a sec. So after Lucas breaks free from being tied up with towels, really Farkle, towels, he breaks into Riley's room in full Texas boy mode and confronts Riley about the situation. And even though Riley hates it when that side of Lucas comes out, Maya is completely in love with it. And I talked about this scene in one of my previous videos. I can't remember which one it was, but this side of Lucas turns Riley off and turns Maya on. Very interesting. And I loved it when Zay says that it's impolite to climb through somebody's window while he's eating on Riley's cereal and drinking the last of her milk. Classic Zay. Little does he know though that Riley will pay him back for that later on. So Corey lets everyone know that it's okay to ask for help. Even when your friends aren't around, there's always someone to turn to. I feel like all Corey does is teach life lessons. No math or no science. I bet half the class doesn't even know what 2 + 2 is. Oh, but they can tell you the importance of friendship. So while Lucas is still trying to be the overprotective friend, and Maya is also trying to be there for her, Riley turns them all down and decides to face this alone. And we find out what the bully has been doing to Riley, which is sending her videos of Riley acting goofy. Because the bully has been secretly filming Riley being, well, Riley. I'd be more concerned with the fact that she's a stalker than anything. Oh, crazy. And this is where it turns from emotional to just straight up goofy. They straight up Disney'd this thing. So once a week when nobody's around, Riley has this award ceremony. And she acts even more goofy and ridiculous than usual, apparently. So Riley takes us all to Rileytown. Oh my god, please don't make me go! And meets with her bully. But we never actually get to see her bully. We're just left wondering who it is. But I guess that's not important though. But the overall message is important. So the episode ends with Riley showing everyone what happens in Rileytown. And this is where the disconnect for me really comes in. Because it's just too silly to be taken seriously. And I know the overall episode is meant to be taken seriously. But when you do things like this, it makes it pretty impossible for me. But that's just my 2 cents. I don't mind a little humor being sprinkled into a serious situation. I mean, hell, even Boy Meets World did that. But if you want me to take a moment seriously, I'ma need you to control the overall goofiness of it and not get too carried away with it. But again, that's just my 2 cents. So overall, like I said, I think this episode is a bit overrated, and I don't think it's anywhere near as good as a lot of people think. That being said, I don't think it was terrible. I just have my issues with it. But I did like the overall message, and there were some bright spots in the episode. So if I had to give the episode a rating out of 10, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. Kind of good, but nothing really special in my opinion. I personally wouldn't call it one of my favorite episodes in the season or series. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. And if you guys really enjoy my videos and want to help me make many more videos for you guys going forward, check out that Patreon link in the description box. But I'm done talking. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. But as always, until next time.